It's that time again, time for Yay or Nay. First up, how do you feel about your federal government? If you're unhappy, you'll be happier to know that you're not alone. According to the new Quinnipiac poll out today, I said the new because we've used it about 5 times. 71% of Americans are dissatisfied with our country. 71%, with 41% saying they are very dissatisfied. Even worse, 51% of Americans say they only sometimes trust the government, while 34% say they hardly ever do. Given the fact that there's such serious disagreements between everybody in the public when it comes to how our country should be going forward, is it appropriate to blame government, or does the fault lie with ourselves? I say the real fault does rest with we the voters. Why? Because we don't take our responsibilities as citizens seriously. We don't do our homework. We send people to represent us without knowing much about them. Heather Hansen, yay or nay?
But they're supposed to represent us, and they're not. I mean, we look at that Iran.
We pick them.
But you pick them with the understanding that they're going to do what they are bound to do under the terms of their job. I would understand if you're picking people who have all kinds of crazy ideas that you don't know about. But these people make a promise that they're going to represent us, and yet you look at the Iran poll that we looked at. We do not want it, and yet the Democrats just don't seem to care.
Well, David, our friend Bill reminded us during the break that 98% of all incumbents get reelected. If you can see that your incumbent is constantly voting for his or her party over what you want, why do we keep reelecting them?
But it begs the question, Rick, what's the choices? You know, the choices that we often have aren't very good. And the polls aren't even really surprising. If you think about it, how many people do you know, or even yourselves? When you think out, you know, like over the last 10 years, how many people are working harder, longer hours, and making less money than they were a decade ago? The frustration's there, but we, like you said, we make mistakes.
We always say that, Bill. We say people are too busy. They have to work, they have families, they have all these things. But as somebody very smart once said, democracy is hard work. And why do we not have that same commitment to democracy that we do have for our families and our jobs? Isn't it just as important?
It's every bit as important. And you know, the option always is just get rid of the incumbent politician. Just get rid of
Except that we don't.
We don't. That's what's crazy about it. We sit there, those poll numbers indicate most of America are Barry Goldwater conservatives, and we insist on returning people that we don't think do a very good job.
I hope
Take the country in the wrong
I hope
country.
people will think about this. But, you know, everybody's so angry, I understand, but who should you be angry at? So listen, let's switch gears completely. It's back to school time, and for many kids, that means it's back to mystery meat and other delicacies from the school cafeteria. September 30th is the deadline for Congress to decide whether or not to reauthorize or change the National School Lunch Program. That was the program that was supposedly changed back in 2010, thanks to the First Lady, Michelle Obama's Healthy, Hunger-Free Kids Act. Now, I say supposedly because look at some of these photos. Should Congress, well, let's look at the photos first. Oh yeah, I want that awesome today.
Wow. Oreos, yep, a nice pack of Oreos.
That's pretty scary. Okay.
Actually, it looks pretty much like what I had when I went to school. At least I know it. Well, I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. I was going to say I know what it is, but I don't know what that is.
Keto and green beans.
All right, so here's a possible solution. Should Congress have to eat the same food they're making school children eat when they go to their own congressional dining room, Heather Hansen?
Absolutely. They should at least know what it's going to be. I mean, anybody taking a look at that, not only does it look unappetizing, it doesn't look healthy. Oreos?
It didn't look like much of anything. Well, the Oreos was the only thing I was going to eat off of that.
I think it's a great idea. You know, you make them eat that, I think the laws will change very quickly.
They should eat their own policy, absolutely.
See, everybody's comfortable with that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
All right. Finally, President Obama has traveled to Alaska to talk climate change, to rename a mountain. And when he's there, he's going to tape an episode of Running Wild with Bear Grylls. Is this a good use of the president's time, quickly?
No, but he likes those reality TV shows.
Bill?
No, it's just silly. We got much bigger problems.
I know what you're going to say.
I like it. I like the fact that he's doing this. I think that's great.
Well, interesting. That's not what I thought. I think it's silly. That's all we have for tonight. I'm Rick Unger, and on behalf of the panel, I thank you for joining us tonight. Be sure to stay tuned because you know what's coming up next. It's the Steve Malzberg Show, and it's a good one. We'll see you tomorrow night. Bye-bye.